So we gotta
And I'm aware of
understand.
the
Hold on.
time
Can
too.
we pause that? Who the fuck was
Yeah.
actually in 2009 on YouTube uploading covers? Now we don't. Not a lot of people actually know how significant that is. That's not like mainstream. That's mad niche. How did you like? How did you get to doing that? Like, I mean, you said it before, but it didn't really click how early in YouTube it was that you decided to open a YouTube channel and shit.
Um, I honestly, it was a lot of my peers, especially the few that were going to Dawson and stuff. Remember, I told you there was like some
Mm.
artists, they were doing their thing and they were performing and they were like posting stuff to YouTube. And so I very quickly understood that YouTube is a platform to expose yourself. And so I figured, okay, well, and it's also a good catalog to keep your stuff so that when people do find out who you are, they can go to your YouTube and see a how long you've been uploading for. So you're not just new. To me, that also said like it's like having shows under your belt, you know, it's like you can date back as far as 2009. So if you meet me in 2011 and you're like, okay, so you're new, do you have like where can I find you? You know, I'd be like, well, you know, this is my YouTube channel, and it was just big back then. Like there was a lot of people posting stuff. Blogs were big too. I was editing a lot too. I always used to love to edit, so I did a couple blogs at one point. I think I took them down now because I was like, what the hell was I talking about? But I was trying to like, you know,
Yo,
it was the visibility. That's
that's
what it
really
was,
nifty.
visibility.
So somebody I was talking to who has done a lot for me in recent times told me that when they found me on YouTube, the first thing they did was check when my first video was. And I didn't even
Yeah.
know people did that. And the fact is the one thing I noticed about your YouTube channel is the vast number of videos you have uploaded. And if you ever scroll through her YouTube, it's a lot of different stuff. It's not just
Yeah.
like I sing. It's a lot of stuff that is just showing the vast world and universe that is Natasha Marie. So I think it's cool that you were just involved in YouTube throughout all of this and like it was just part of your like world because it's so forward
Yeah.
thinking. But if we take a little knowledge nugget out of what you said to everybody watching, you might be sitting there going with a good idea, going, yo, but I'm not anybody right now. But yo, if you look at a guy like Casey Neistat, he just had a good idea and he started vlogging about his good idea. It's more complicated than that, but the simple version is he did that for a while and that shit popped off because he just vlogged
Yeah.
the process. And in a sense, it's like you through YouTube, maybe not directly vlogging, but it's like you captured the process of
Yes.
all of this, and
The
I think it's
journey,
super
the
nifty
behind the scenes.
because
Yeah.
it adds some hella weight to what you're saying in a way where other people might be harder to research. And I think one of the things that we are trying to rectify in this universe of Montreal is the internet presence. But yours is like profound, and I think a lot of people slept on you. But yo, we got a good question from Ismail Gadamsi.
Okay.
And shout out Ismail. He's been with us from the beginning of the stream. Uh,
Hey.
why is most of your music not on Spotify? Which is a great question because if it was there, I'd listen to more of it.
Be- because I actually, of all the catalogs, of all the songs in my catalog, there was only a few that I really felt were of that stature. I don't think I Know is up there, but I Know is on my SoundCloud, and that's like the first jazzy type song that I've ever done. And on SoundCloud, it has like over 10,000 plays and a whole bunch of comments, and it climbed to that very quickly. So I maybe I should get that up on Spotify. But I honestly just the business aspect of it, it's just, you know, when Spotify came out, everyone jumped on it, and I was just like, yeah, okay.
It's
I don't know. I
not.
just didn't have much of a, you know, I actually had a couple songs uploaded. Someone helped me. I think it was Tech who helped me upload them. I definitely think Revolution and Warden should be on Spotify. And I was
No,
like,
I
okay,
mean
cool.
like your whole fucking EP should be on Spotify,
That should be there. Yeah.
and
Except,
it's
again, I was trying to build my name. So I was like, let me put it out for free because I don't want to be disappointed putting it on Spotify and then nobody buys anything.
but
So I put
Spotify
it
is
on
not
SoundCloud.
like for sale, right? It's not really how it works. It's a streaming
I
thing.
realize that now. I
And
realize that now. But at the time, I didn't
okay,
know. Like Spotify was very new and
okay,
SoundCloud was where everybody was putting their music. So
okay.
I just, that's the dinosaur in me. Like, oh, I got to put this on SoundCloud. I want it to be free. And I think if it's free or whatever, and there's no pressure, because if I thought you had to pay for it, But Spotify, you have to pay monthly,
Yeah, but it's not
right?
just
So
Spotify, so check it. You go to
yeah,
a DistroKid. I'm using DistroKid. I advise you to do research and not just do what I did. DistroKid is like you're with us for life, motherfucker. And they slap you a little bit, but you only learn that after the fact. But they haven't fucked me, so I'm happy with them stills. And you basically there's X amount per year you'll pay regardless who it is, or some are free apparently, whatever. And they just submit it to everything. So I pay for Spotify because I fucking love Spotify. I'm not paying for your
yeah,
music. I'm paying because I
right,
love the app. I like so it's like a streaming thing. But on top of that, your shit's on YouTube right away. So you're in YouTube and then you get a topic on YouTube. But then it's also on TikTok. But then it's also on this one. And then it's also on that one. So you're basically putting your music where people are. Because while you may be worried about people having to pay, if you go look at how many people do pay that are willing,
right.
yo, the homeboy Ismail watched my Buddha child interview and has since proceeded to give that man like 10K views. That's literal money in his pocket.
That's dope.
So you're actually denying somebody from me the ability to spin your track on repeat and put dollars in your account because you're not putting
Right.
it there. So I think and I don't mean to like, put it out like that, but it's
No,
like
no, you're right. You're right. But I know that I have that knowledge now. At the time, I didn't have that knowledge. The way I was thinking about it is the only people who are going to
mm,
stream my music on Spotify are the people who are paying monthly to use Spotify.
which is
Was that
sort of
ever a thing?
it's still kind of a thing, but it was always free with
Yeah.
ads and weirder. It's not a great
Okay.
experience. I don't know if it's still shuffle only. I've been paying for Spotify for
Um,
so long I can't remember. I love it. I like fucking if
same.
they jacked it to 10 times, okay, I would have a price limit, but they could up the price on me and they know it and
Yeah.
they instead said, "Hey, your girlfriend can come on and you guys can just share it and it's only $2 more." And I'm like, "Aw, fuck yeah, Spotify." I'm doing that.
Right.
But yo, my little limited research is, I'd argue like 80% of people pay for one of these motherfuckers, and you're just putting
Yeah.
it everywhere.
Yeah. But that's again back when I had put that out. When did I
Mm.
put that out? 2016. And I was pregnant. I was
Yo,
six
it's
months
very
pregnant
no,
when
no,
I,
but let's be real. I'm
yeah.
talking this shit in 2021 mostly because I want you to throw this music on. Is what I'm hinting at. I'm just saying. Ooh, I don't have those. That's beautiful. Yo,
That's my first EP.
can we buy
And
it?
I drew that.
Is it buyable?
On SoundCloud, man.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
not
I
the
guess I
answer to
should
your
take it off
question.
SoundCloud.
No, keep it on
I should take it
SoundCloud.
off.
It's not about
Okay.
taking. Keep it everywhere. Put it everywhere, and
Okay.
put it on fucking
I will.
Bandcamp. Because if that's on Bandcamp, I'll ask that in a second,
Yeah.
Ismail. And you put it for $0, but give people the
Yeah.
option to pay you more. They can
Yeah.
get it for
Oh.
free, and then it's kind of like all of it, right? You're putting it everywhere. You're actually not gating it. But I will never listen to shit on SoundCloud personally. I hate the app. It's fucking garbage to me. That's why I
Right.
pay for Spotify.
Well, now, yeah.
And so we're talking about 2021. So trust, we can talk
Yeah.
about this after. I'll break it all fucking down for you. It'll make mad sense.
Bless.
But trust, we want to. Basically, what I'm saying is, I want to listen to your music in the most convenient way that's possible for me, and that's every human out there. That's what
Yeah.
we're saying. But Ismail wants to know who made the
Thank
cover
you.
because the cover's fucking fire.
I did. Okay, so short story. I was in Ganawage, and where I was hanging out, there was this caterpillar that I had never really seen before, and it was all white with these black spots, and then it had like these tall black lines. You see those?
Yeah.
Those tall black lines that would stand out. And I actually kept seeing the same one, and I would come to work the next day, and it would be there again. And then, so one day it made it into my store, and I don't know, me and this caterpillar had a weird connection. Okay. And I would come into work, and there was 2 steps before you open the cabin. And I went on the first step, and one day it was there again on the step. Like I almost killed it. And I'm like, dude, now I'm all about signs and synchronicities. So it freaked me out. I won't spend too much time talking about this caterpillar, but
No,
I
you
just,
can.
it
I've
ended
learned
up on the
people
front
love
cover
this
for a
shit.
reason.
People love these
Yeah.
weird caterpillar tangents, so go for it.
Right. So the cool thing was I was here trying to put together. Now I'm a writer. and I believe in having a chapter. I believe in having a title for that chapter. I'm a poet, so your title of your poem has to intrigue people, okay? And the first line is just as important as the last line, and it has to tie back into the title. So I was coming up with like, and that's how I do my songs, and that's why I believe in doing albums, because I grew up on albums, especially Christina Aguilera Stripped. Holy shit, the production on that in terms of like concept from the first song to the last song tells you everything that she was going through in the order and like what she learned along the way, and you get to see her ascend or elevate. So as a writer, to me, there was like no other, like, if any other writers care about this stuff, then they would judge my work according to how I judge my work and other people who make really great productions. So I put that pressure on myself to come up with the concept. That's why I love albums. And I think EPs are just what they are, experimental EPs. I call this an EP because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks, and 3 of them are interludes.
Yeah, but it's really
So
good.
4 tracks. So yeah, that's what I did. But in my mind, I wanted this to be a whole album.